Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Sister wives, Mary accepts she still has a roller coaster equation with ex Kody. Did they get back together? Before any of his other wives came along, Kody had a solid bond with Mary. Before she made the decision to leave him, they had been married for nearly 3 decades. The decision wasn't easy for him, and she went back and forth. Mary recently admitted that her relationship with Kody, her ex-husband, is still volatile. Although they are divorced, they still have things left unsaid. Mary recently appeared on I Do, Part 2, where she talked in detail about her equation with Kody. Mary was the last one to leave Kody and even went ahead to take a spiritual divorce from him. She revealed that the couple made the decision to remain together in spite of a number of issues, such as Kody's marriage to Robin. They had many plans, but everything fell apart right in front of her in the end. Mary reveals how Kody has turned into an absent dad. Mary criticized Kody's parenting, saying he has children who want a relationship with him, yet he doesn't put in the effort. She recalled how he once centered his world around his kids, which makes his current distance heartbreaking. On Sister Wives, Kody admitted to estrangement from some adult kids after his split with Mary, Janelle, and Christine. Though he remains with Robin, he insisted his children must also reach out, making it clear he won't sacrifice Robin to reconnect. Recently, there were reports that he is trying to amend his relationship with his kids. Only time will tell if it was only a rumor, or if he is really trying. Sister Wives, Mary talks about her roller coaster ride with ex-husband, Kody. In the most recent podcast, Mary made it clear that they still intended to stay together even though she divorced Kody when he married Robin. However, a number of issues surfaced as the relationship gradually broke down. Marriages certainly had problems, and couples needed to work through them, but Kody refused to do so. She said they had a roller coaster marriage from the beginning and always had issues. In their relationship, there were unavoidable highs and lows. She believes that's normal, even though she also retains some less than ideal memories. But everything came down to the fact that neither of them wanted to work on it, which is why the relationship ultimately collapsed. Later in the same podcast, she revealed where they stand today. They still share a roller coaster relationship. She admits that he is very charismatic and wishes him the best. From her point of view, there are some things she wants him to improve on. Similarly, she feels sure that he also thinks she could work on certain things. Issues existed, and that's why they separated, right? But at the end of the day, she still doesn't think he's a bad person. Their values didn't align, and they tried to impose their own values on each other. They stopped yelling at each other and hugged instead. Both of them changed a lot in the past couple of years, and both of them acted foolishly. Life happened, which is why it became essential for them to go their separate ways. Mary also shared that she feels Kody was a better parent when he was younger compared to what he is doing now, and it breaks her heart. Christine reveals Kody's cruel treatment of Gwendolyn, his daughter. Sister Wives star Kody Brown has always been very insensitive towards his OG3 wives and their kids. He tortured them in a variety of ways while disregarding their feelings. Most of the time, he emotionally abused them, and now his third wife, Christine Woolley, has exposed him. In her book, she revealed how Kody refused to go to Gwendolyn's wedding and completely disregarded her feelings. His daughter wept and begged him to rethink his decision, but he responded coldly and heartlessly to her tears. It broke my heart to read about Kody's behavior and how he emotionally abused his own flesh and blood. The irony stings, as over the years, we have seen him protect Robin because, according to him, she was tender and delicate. However, he never showed the same consideration for others, not even his own kids. Gwendolyn Brown says she can never forgive Kody for her painful childhood. Gwendolyn Brown acknowledges that despite Kody and Christine's chaotic marriage, she did not have a happy childhood. She revealed that her mother always yearned for love, while her father favored other children and neglected her and her siblings. Gwen refuses to forgive Kody for abandoning them and failing to protect his family because she believes his actions destroyed her childhood. The TLC star also opened up about a major health struggle from her early years. She shared on Instagram that she suffered from measles as a child, and no kid should face that today. Her admission was swiftly connected by fans to the long-rumored anti-vaccination beliefs of the Brown family. Many people remembered stories about Kody spreading measles to his family because he didn't get vaccinated. Sister wives, Kody Brown's cruel words to his daughter spark outrage. Kody has never been a tender person to anyone, except in his relationship with his fourth wife, Robyn. He always remained considerate to his kids with Robyn and treated them well. However, he never cared as much for his 3 previous wives or their children. Christine revealed in her recent book that he refused to go to their daughter Gwendolyn's wedding with Beatrice. His daughter cried bitterly, but he had a rather cold reply. In an effort to influence him, he instructed his daughter not to weep in front of him. Yes, you read it right, Kody thought tears were manipulation. However, when Robyn cries over every little thing, he conveniently justifies it. Even when fans and his other wives accused her of crying her way out of trouble, Kody always supported Robyn. However, when situations involved his other wives and their kids, he turned into a heartless person. Fans expressed huge disappointment with his behavior and bashed him left, right, and center. One fan wrote, "So everyone's but Robyn's tears are manipulative. Got it." Another added, "I would have rescinded his invite so fucking quick." Asterisk. Christine revealed that Kody finally decided to attend the wedding only after producers found out about it. Gwen did not like how things turned out on her wedding day, as TLC forced her to sign an NDA. At that point, she had no other option. Fans remain very disappointed in Kody as a father and in how he handled things. One fan even commented, "Both Kody and Tim Gibbons are monsters." Kody Brown's reign. The man who once presented himself as a benevolent patriarch, the sun around which his 4 wives and 18 children happily orbited, now sits exposed not as a leader but as a defendant, facing the staggering possibility of 35 years in prison. This is not a mere family drama playing out on reality television, this is a legal and moral reckoning, a spectacular unraveling where the very women he vowed to cherish and protect have become the architects of his downfall, betraying him one by one not out of malice, but in a desperate pursuit of justice and survival. The testimony of Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn has painted a devastating portrait of financial malfeasance, emotional abuse, and systemic manipulation, transforming the family's sacred covenants into evidence for the prosecution. The case, which centers on a complex web of alleged financial crimes including fraud, money laundering, and the illegal solicitation of investments from family and close associates under the guise of a doomed firearms venture called Dagger Colt, required a deep and intimate knowledge of the Brown family's convoluted financial ecosystem. To prove its case, the prosecution needed insiders, individuals who could trace the flow of money, decode the secret of conversations, and attest to Kody's intent. They found them in the very heart of his own home. The first and perhaps most shocking betrayal, given their long and fraught history, came from Mary. For years, Mary was the loyal first wife, weathering the humiliation of Kody's emotional abandonment and the catfishing scandal, often seeming to cling to the hope of reconciliation. In court, however, that hope was replaced by a steely resolve. Her testimony was a methodical autopsy of a marriage and a business partnership gone rotten. She provided detailed records of loans she had co-signed, funds from her own successful LuLaRoe business that were funneled into Dagger Colt under promises of extravagant returns, and text messages where Kody, with chilling salesmanship, pressured her to recruit her own downline of investors from her network of friends. Her betrayal was not of a husband she loved, but of a manipulator she finally saw clearly. She exposed the loyalty he demanded as a financial and emotional trap, providing the prosecution with its first major roadmap to the money. If Mary provided the roadmap, Janelle provided the damning forensic accounting. Always portrayed as the pragmatic, numbers-oriented wife who managed the family's budget, Janelle's betrayal was the most clinical and therefore the most devastating to Kody's defense. She laid bare the complete lack of separation between the family's personal finances, the LLCs set up for the show, and the capital for Kody's various ill-fated ventures. She testified how money earned from TLC, which was meant to support all 4 households and the children, was routinely diverted to prop up Dagger Colt and cover extravagant expenses for Kody and Robyn's home, all while other wives like Christine struggled to pay bills. She detailed the questionable use of funds from the family's collective savings account, money painstakingly saved over years from their reality TV fame, which was invested without proper consent or documentation. Her calm, fact-based delivery eviscerated the defense's argument that these were simple business mistakes. She painted a picture of a man so obsessed with a get-rich-quick scheme and appeasing his favorite wife, Robin, that he was willing to jeopardize the financial security of his entire family. Janelle's betrayal was the quiet, meticulous pulling of a financial Jenga block that caused the entire tower of Kody's empire to teeter. Then came Christine, the third wife whose very public departure was the first crack in the family's televised image. Her betrayal in court was not of financial secrets, but of the family's spiritual and emotional core. She took the stand and systematically dismantled the principle of plural marriage that Kody hid behind. She spoke of the spiritual abuse, of how Kody used their faith's tenets to control and punish his wives, withholding affection and resources from those who questioned him. She testified that the concept of the family pot of money was a myth used to take from some wives to give to others, specifically Robin. Her testimony gave context to the financial crimes, framing them not as isolated incidents of poor judgment but as the natural extension of a man who viewed his wives and children as assets to be managed and revenue streams to be exploited. When the defense asked why she would turn on the covenant she once held sacred, her now famous reply, "I didn't leave my husband, I left a narcissist," echoed through the courtroom, reducing the complex case to its essential human truth. Her betrayal was of the myth itself, exposing the celestial principles as a convenient smokescreen for a terrestrial dictatorship. And finally, there was Robin, the purported favorite wife, the one for whom the entire structure was allegedly reconfigured. Her betrayal was the most surprising and, for the prosecution, the most triumphant. It was revealed that Robin, facing her own potential charges as a knowing participant in several financial transactions, had struck a deal for immunity in exchange.